Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Qualifiers coming up tomorrow, and I'm just gonna be answering like a real frequent question I've been getting from my Myteam boys. Y'all can see the 9 to 23K cars just came out today. So everybody just want me to give a good little ranking system on every single position. So I'm gonna try to go through every single position and give y'all like a little bit of a ranking system from the specific playstyle that's running comp right now, which is like setting the screen without your center, using your center as a pop, where insides aren't really the meta anymore like they used to be. So wilt, etc. is kind of dumbing down. So like the Ben Wallace came out today, and from my opinion, I'm going to give you the top players at every position. I'm going to give you the reasoning why I feel they're the best players at every position. So let's get right into it.
The third-seeded Jazz Gaming at point guard from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's Splashy!
So everybody been begging me for tier lists. I'm not doing no tier lists because I think you can throw a majority and a plethora of people in a bunch of spots and I think they'll be fine. So of course we're gonna start with point guards. By the way, if you're wondering, this is my lineup. The reason Gilbert Arenas is in my lineup is because he's my second favorite player of all time, and I'm just gonna try to see if he can be usable in comp. But the top point guards at right now, I would probably say number one undisputed is Isaiah Thomas. I think Isaiah Thomas is the best point guard on the game right now. He can dunk from far. He can dribble pretty decent, to get his shot off. He's a capable 300. Would I say he should be in there as a primary ball handler? No, you should run him with like a Kobe, a James Harden, etc. Because I don't think there's a point guard on this game right now who can take the whole team on by himself. But I say top one undisputed would 100% be Isaiah Thomas at number one. So number one at point guard is Isaiah Thomas. Number two is kind of a toughie because it depends on play style. Because do you want your 3-and-D player, or do you want somebody who might be able to score? Right now, with the meta right now, I would say number two would most likely be a 3-and-D guard who can get a lot of badges. So number two, I would probably say as of right now, I'm going to say it's going to probably be between like a Ron Boone or Bob Cousy. Bob Cousy has a 6'7", 6'8" wingspan. At 6'1", can get all the shooting badges such as Limitless, Spot Up, and Chef. Has silver clamps. You can give him pickpocket, you upgrade his D badges, etc. So if you play Dom, you are not like in bad luck. I think the Bob Cousy, who's actually over here, I don't have him, so I can't really tell you. But yeah, I played versus him and I've looked at his badges. I think the Bob Cousy / a Ron Boone type of guard is actually amazing. I know you guys are like, well, why aren't you running Bob Cousy, or why aren't you running the Ron Boone, etc., etc.? I just don't have them. RNG based cards such as Ron Boone, like I'm probably never gonna get him. If you guys know me, y'all know about the Terry Deshinger 2,356 games last year. So like, I'm not gonna break my neck trying to get him, and I can just try to see if my favorite player is usable with one of my favorite players. So number two, I say is between like a Ron Boone and a Bob Cousy. Even if you badge up, you could badge up Darren Williams, and he can hold defense with his 6'10" wingspan and hit wide open. And these are cards from day one that get a lot of badges. If you guys are like, why not Chris Paul and Bob Cousy, same base? Chris Paul's wingspan is like 6'4", Cousy's wingspan is like 6'8". Boone, I would put him over Chris Paul just because his jump shot is a little better and he can get his own bucket. So number two would 100% be Ron Boone / Cousy if you're running like Kobe, Harden, or Donovan Mitchell at the two. And number three, I think it's a tie between Walt and Drew Holiday. I think Drew Holiday and Walt Frazier are basically the exact same card, just Drew Holiday is the auctionable Walt Frazier. So I think those are like the top three or guards that are tied for three. Honorable mention is of course Fred VanVleet, because Fred VanVleet can get every badge in the game, and Derrick Rose is fine, but it's easy to guard if you know what you're doing. Like cards I'm scared of on the court. Like I'm not scared of Derrick Rose. I'm not scared of a Fred VanVleet anymore. I'm not scared of an Allen Iverson, Kemba Walker, or Damian Lillard. Jalen Suggs is a good budget person if you guys are actually into that, but he's not top three. But like I see Drew and Watt on the court, I'm scared of him a little bit. Ron Boone, Cousy, I know I can't just physically abuse them. And Isaiah Thomas, I already know what he brings to the table. So those are the top three at the point guard position. So let's get to the shooting guard position, which is probably the hardest position out of all right now because it's a badge-based thing. Then it's like a who moves the best thing. So all around with movement and badges, the best shooting guard on the game right now is still this man right here. Donovan Mitchell is probably still the best shooting guard on the game. Stats-wise, I already showed y'all his stats. I actually did a video on him and everything. It's just his only flaw is that he's 6'1". But all around with badges, movement on offense-wise, animation-wise on defense, like if he was 6'4", he would be everybody's starting shooting guard. So this is still the top shooting guard on the game in my opinion. My honorable mention automatically, who's not going to be at 2 or 3, is going to be Vince Carter, because Vince Carter can get every badge in the game. I don't think Vince Carter moves better than the top 3. So I say the top 1 right now is Donovan Mitchell. Is just, he's not even in my lineup because a lot of people are starting to abuse the fact he's 6'1", or put him in a post or do stuff like that because it's hard to score. So number 1 is Donovan Mitchell. Number 2 is going to be Kobe Bryant. It's a big toss-up between Kobe and James Harden because Kobe doesn't have Chef, but Kobe still moves the best because the Kobe escape is a toddler move. You can close your eyes, click your stick one way, and you're going to be able to move with Kobe Bryant. So I would say Kobe Bryant is number 2 and James Harden is number 3. James Harden, you can't touch any of his badges or anything, but they actually like souped him up a little bit. They let him get D badges, like he has clamps, he has pogo. He already comes with mismatch and everything. He has bullet go, ankle braces. He has pick dodger, he has pickpocket, like he has a bunch of D badges. He can shoot from limitless. You just have to play a different play style if you're going to use Harden. You can't just 3-hunt. You almost got to play with him like it's real life. So those are the top 3 shooting guards on the game, and I don't think it's no like debate with those 3 shooting guards at all. Like offensively, all around, whatever you want to say, I think those are the best shooting guards in the game. Now for small forwards, the top small forward on the game with no comparison right now is Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is better than everybody else, badge-wise, movement-wise, like on and off ball. Even though I'm like, you're not going to give him the ball and he's going to just go for 50, but he's not going to miss an open shot. He's going to get you good boards. He can hold good defense. For badges, if you want to know what I added to my Carmelo, I gave him rim protector, chase down, box, clamps, and intimidator. But he just does everything he's supposed to do because his player build is good. It's not all about stats all the time on this game. He has a 6'8", 240 player build with a decent wingspan. So like his defensive stats only being 70, 70, 83, 80 basically are good. That rebounding is amazing with 90 speed at the 6'8". Like he's amazing at the small forward position. So after that, I'm not going to say my lock-ins because like I think Danny Granger's a top small forward and Larry Bird will be a top small forward, but everybody doesn't lock in, and I don't advise you to lock in because if I tell you, oh my God, I think Larry's the best power forward, now you're going to go waste $500K to get Larry Bird when you shouldn't have did it. So number 2 at the small forward position is this man right here. I would say it's going to be Grant Hill right now. I think at small forward, the only con he has is his interior is only 50, but he can stop them from getting there because he's faster than most of the guards right now because he has 93 speed. I think he gets enough shooting badges to be knocked down. They actually sped up his base 1 release, so he does his thing. He comes with clamps, interceptor, goal. He already has goal, but he can finish in the paint. He gets boards. I think he does everything your solidified 3 is supposed to do. Like, and I'm trying not to put any positions in twice. So like, if you don't hear, like, say I don't say a Kawhi, but I will put him in at power forward, then that's decent. But the Kawhi probably wouldn't make my top 3. I'm trying to think who would I have as my 3rd best small forward. I have Melo, then I have Grant Hill, and it's like I'm gonna put LeBron at the power forward even though he's small forward first. I'm trying to see if I have any other small forwards that I think are just tough outside of LeBron. This would be LeBron's spot, but LeBron is, I don't want him to be number 3 on small forward and number 1 on power forward. But as of right now, this would be LeBron's spot as number 3 at the small forward position because he has the best defense on the game right now. I call it training wheels. Literally, you can close your eyes and LeBron is going to get you a bare stop. He gets boards. He can get a stop in the paint. But if I had to really say one, I know who I'm forgetting. Number 3 best small forward would probably be Vince Carter. Vince Carter can actually get every single badge on the game. He has a nice jump shot. He finishes in the paint. Is his movement like amazing? Of course not, but everybody's movement isn't amazing right now. But you know, 93. Oh, this is one with a shoe. Let me show you one with no shoe. 93 basically, 90 midi, 100 dunk. Decent defensive stats. His stats basically look the same as Melo's do, but it's about Vince Carter's player build. 6'6", 220 with a nice wingspan. He's like a bigger body. He has a couple Hoff badges. He can help you on defense a little bit with Hoff Pogo. So him, Grant Hill, and Vince Carter, I would probably say are the top 3 small forwards on the game in my opinion, especially with the fact he gets bronze limitless spot up, so he can shoot from deeper than most people, which now you're actually fine shooting from range, extended range, rather than LeBron, you might have to take a step in, etc. So I would say those are my top 3 small forwards. Now power forwards, my top 3 power forwards are most likely gonna be LeBron is first, undisputed. There is not another person at the power forward position until Giannis comes out that moves anywhere near this LeBron James. His stats aren't even gas neither. Like, he only has a 69 still in the 72 block, but for some reason he's all over the place. Touches everything, pause, gets blocks, does this, does that, and he has a 90 speed at the 4. That is amazing. chase down artist, Hoff. Like, he does everything he's supposed to do at the 4, and I think he's probably the toughest 4 in the game by far. Now, actually, we just got some new cards today, so these two people right here, I would actually say this would be number 2 and 3 to me at the power forward position, unless I can think of somebody else, because I wouldn't really count Dennis Rodman as running him at a 4. So let me see if I can see anybody else who plays power forward, who I'm missing out on. I don't think it is one. I don't think there is one. Okay, perfect. So the number 2 and 3 power forward, and yes, does that mean you can't run Glenn Robinson because I don't say him? No, you are fine running Glenn Robinson if that's who you want to run. This would be Larry Bird's spot if I was including Larry Bird in this. But I would 100% say at power forward position, Lamar Odom and Antoine Jameson take the 2 and 3 spots right now, because Lamar Odom, you can upgrade all of his shooting badges, and his stats are fine for him to be a 6'10", 230 power forward. Like 83 ball, 80 block, 80 perimeter, 80 interior. Probably the most all-around stats you'll see at the defensive position. High rebounding, nice speed for a 6'10". You can upgrade all his shooting badges. Comes with Fearless Finisher, Pro Touch, Slithery Finisher. You can upgrade his shooting badges if you want to make him more knockdown by giving him Chef and Lucky 7 and Blinders, etc., etc. So Lamar Odom is tied. Him and Antoine Jameson are interchangeable, because Antoine Jameson, you can touch all his defensive badges, and I think that's more important at the 4 than upgrading shooting badges. Like, Antoine Jameson's stats are a little worse than Lamar's, but you can upgrade his D badges to make them better. Like, he gets a 93, 80 dunk, 85 standing dunk, 70s across the board basically with defense, 90 rebounding. You have to probably give him a speed shoe to make him really effective, because him and Larry Bird have the same speed. But the fact that you can give him clamps and rim protector and chase down artist and interceptor and intimidator, we can turn him into a defensive menace. So I think those are the 3 top power forwards on the game. Now, the most complicated position is going to be the center position, because it's literally about play style. Like, if you're going to give Jokic the ball, Jokic is the best center in the game because he's the only center with half bullet. But as of right now, in my opinion, like, I know you guys might think different, but y'all are not me. I play comp. This is off what I play versus and who I fear the most. If I go off who I fear the most, it's Wilt Chamberlain. Even though Wilt Chamberlain does not have bullet, he just moves different on the court because he's a 7'2" center with a lot of speed. I know you guys might say, why not Kareem, etc. It's because Kareem, he only gets post playmaker bronze and can't get bullet. Wilt Chamberlain is not going to make my number 1 or 2 spot, but he is an honorable mention, because when I play versus Wilt, I struggle versus Wilt. But number 1, by a large margin, especially if you know what you're doing, is this guy right here. Josh Smith is the top center on the game, in my opinion, right now, because he's 6'9", 225, 74-3. You get him a coach, you get him a shoe, you get him floor general. If you want to add all the boost on, you can hit wide open with him. Should you be shooting 10 threes with him? No, unless you're my guy ISO Deal, because that is a comp player who I still haven't seen miss a shot with Josh Smith to date. But it's his defensive stats. He has the best defensive stats, block through interior, out of any card on this game right now. He has a 92 block, a 90 steal, a 90 perimeter, and 91 interior, with almost max rebounding and an 84 speed that you can get up to 90. He does not have rebound chaser, but his vertical is also 90. I think Josh Smith is literally amazing at the center position. He's the only center right now, maybe besides Ben Wallace, who just came out, who can literally go jump at the 3-point line and still get back to the center. So I think Josh Smith is number 1 right now at that spot. Number 2, and it's real hard for me because I've been using AD a little bit, etc. I'm gonna have to go with AD. Even though AD's rebounding isn't good, which I fought a lot because I manually rebound, AD is the most, out of all the shooting bigs, he is the one that you are most scared of on the court. Like, AD's not gonna miss. You just have to probably give him a rebounding shoe, box out for him, etc., etc. Like, his stats aren't really gassed. He has 92 interior, has an 82 block, rebounding. Now, you see I gave him a rebounding shoe and put up his speed a little bit because you can get him to touch 80. But if you box out for AD, AD is probably the paint stopper while being a stretch. Like, Serge Ibaka doesn't get stops in the paint. Mutombo does. You see who else is a pop. Chris Bosh doesn't. Blake Griffin doesn't. Cat doesn't. KP won't because he gets no D badges. So I say Anthony Davis at my number 2 spot. It would have been Dennis Rodman, but the problem with Dennis Rodman is people just make stuff over him, even if you get a contest, because he's 6'7". Anthony Davis rarely gets mashed. So I say he has the number 2 spot on lock right now. Just for right now, even though I'm not even fond of Anthony Davis, but he just does what he's supposed to do on the court. And then number 3 is going to be this guy right here. Like, I know you guys are going to be like, huh? Etc., etc. I think Dikembe Mutombo is the 3rd best center on the game. And I think he is because, one, he can hold every badge on the game. His statistics rival even the best centers on the game. Like, his statistics rival Wilt Chamberlain. If you're thinking about Joel Embiid, by the way, he's trash. But his statistics rival Wilt Chamberlain with, like, his interior. His block is 94. His interior is higher than Wilt's. His rebounding is 1-off. The only con he has is speed. But Mutombo can hold every single badge on the game. Like, you see me scrolling. Look, Wilt's already is done it. I'm still scrolling for Mutombo. Like, he can hold every badge on the game. Like, there's not one badge Mutombo can't get, so you can soup him up by giving him post playmaker and bullet and limitless spot up and deadeye and quick first step. Chef, even if you want to get, real gritty with him. But I think Mutombo, because he can hold every badge in the game, and the fact he's 7'2" with a long wingspan, defense, offense, etc. I think Mutombo's the third best center. I just think you have to learn how to shoot with his jump shot. I was chicking with Mutombo. I ended up selling mine back because he was 260K and he was going for a lot, and I thought a better center would come out today than Mutombo, so I sold my Mutombo. I might end up getting him back for quals tomorrow, but I think Mutombo is the third best center just because he can hold every badge in the game. He gets stops in the paint. He gets rebounds. He doesn't really have a flaw outside of the fact that he has 64 speed. So I love Mutombo. My honorable mentions would, of course, be Wilt Chamberlain and Dennis Rodman. I think Dennis Rodman is tough, just a little too short to do everything you want, even though I have stick and I didn't have a problem. I was undefeated with Dennis Rodman in comp games, but still, I realized when I put AD in, I got more stops. Wilt as well. Wilt just moves different on the court, even though his badges don't show for it, and he doesn't have bullet. Ben Wallace as well. I think Ben Wallace and Wilt rival each other, how I said Drew Holiday and Walt Frazier do, but Ben Wallace doesn't get bullet neither. But you can upgrade his post. His post playmaker is gold, but he has the best defensive attributes on the game. So the only person who rivals Josh Smith defensively is Ben Wallace. But Ben Wallace is short in and inside. And insides are running out of style as of right now till we get better guards. So everybody asked for my knowledge to come to YouTube. I gave y'all my Myteam knowledge. Advanced analysis on these cards. I love every single one of y'all, as I always say. I'm going to make sure I give y'all a little more videos like this. Got qualifiers tomorrow. If y'all don't know the Twitch is twitch.tv/Splash Edition. Come in, just wish me luck tomorrow around noon Eastern. I love every single one of y'all though, and that's all I got for y'all today, babies. Peace!